Hi beautiful, it's Kate, and in today's video we are diving into breakups, which I know is not normally a fun topic, but I just felt like it's something that everybody goes through, or we're all going to go through it. It's not something you grow out of. People can go through heartbreak when they're 50, they can go through heartbreak when they're 14. So, you know the saying that says it's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. I couldn't agree with that more. I want you guys to know that loving someone, being in love, being in a relationship, giving yourself to another human being, it is terrifying and it is filled with so much risk. But that's what you have to figure out, is it worth the risk? So is this time that I'm going to be happy with this person, is it worth the fact that they might break my heart? And not in a malicious, oh, they cheated on me way, but maybe we fall out of love. Maybe the timing isn't right. I think that it's worth the risk. I think for the most part, when you spend time with someone like that, it shouldn't be filled with regrets, no matter how it ends, whether it's messy or not. I'm grateful that I had you, and every person in your life builds you up to who you are today, and they teach you lessons, and so much comes from them, even if you think it's just so much heartbreak and so much pain, and it's like, was it even worth it? And I think, for myself anyway, I'm not talking for everybody, that it is. I think a really hard thing in breakups, whether you're breaking up with someone or you're being broken up with, nobody owes you anything, which I know is such a shitty concept to grasp. It's like, we dated for 3 years, or we were together for 2 months, or why are you leaving me? Why don't you love me anymore? Give me answers, give me closure. And that person doesn't owe you that. No, people shouldn't just be able to ghost or leave or break up with you without giving you good explanation, but just know that sometimes you're gonna have questions that they don't have answers for. And people think being broken up with sucks, but like, breaking up with someone that you love so much, it's so difficult. It's easier in the sense of, usually when you break up with somebody, you know that it's coming, so you're mentally prepared for it. The people you're breaking up with normally have no idea. They're blindsided, or maybe they can tell that it's coming, but they haven't started the process of letting you go the same way that you probably have with them. Maybe you've fallen out of love with them. Okay, so that's taken you some time, and now the breakup is a little bit easier for you in the sense of, you've already started that. The person that is being broken up with probably hasn't. So everyone heals in their own ways and own times, and I do think that everyone is allowed to wallow, cry, be sad, do whatever it is you need to do to get your emotions out. But I will say, I really do think that everyone gets through breakups in a very similar way. Going out, being social, forcing yourself to do things that you don't want to do necessarily because it distracts you. Like, I'm someone that I work more. I throw myself more into school, into activities. Like, I will do everything I can to distract myself, and that might not be the best coping mechanism, but I do genuinely think that once you start living your life and like forcing yourself to get out there, you'll look back and you'll be like, it hurts a little less. I miss them a little less today, or I didn't check their social media for 2 days. That's awesome. You know, like, slowly you start to let them go without even realizing. I think when you just sit and sulk in your pain, which I think is important to do up to a certain extent, but when you just sit in it and it just weighs on you, and that becomes all you think about, and you constantly try and think about what went wrong, what you could have done to fix it, how to get them back, you start not living your life for you, and you're living your life for something that just, it isn't happening. It's not real right now. It's not realistic right now. I think putting yourself back out there is the most important aspect in getting over somebody, even though sometimes you just want to sit in bed and cry and do nothing for 6 months. I know. But like, let your friends take you out, go dancing, go sing karaoke. It's hard, but it lifts it off you in some way, shape, or form. Healing takes so much time, and if you sit around and wait for yourself to feel differently, to not be in love with them, to be over them, to be happy again, you're gonna feel like it's taking 80 years. But if you go and live your day-to-day life, even if it's a struggle to do so, you'll look back and be like, damn, like, I got through that. I know you feel so alone. Like, if you are broken up with, or if you broke up with someone and you really care about them, but it just wasn't the right time, person, whatever, it hurts. And I know you feel so insanely alienated, and your pain feels so relevant to just you. I want you to know that this is something everyone goes through, and yes, everyone may handle it differently, but you are not alone in the pain that you're feeling. There's no specific timeline for how you heal. You can feel like crap one day and amazing the next, but I need you guys to not let anyone make you feel shitty for how you mend yourself. This is yours. It's your time and your healing and your heartbreak. Relationships are just so weird because the person that could have been your best friend, the person you speak to every day, the person you live with, the person you sleep with every night, the person that you go food shopping with for maybe 2 years or 5 years is no longer in your life. And you have to think about, am I gonna say happy birthday to them? You know, this person becomes your ex, and it becomes, how do I talk to them? How much are we in each other's lives? It went from being so consistent where this person is literally your everyday routine to maybe we talk once a year. That is mind-boggling to me. That'll never stop being crazy to me, and I think that's why it's so painful, because it's such a huge adjustment, and I don't do well with change. A lot of people don't do well with change, and it's a lot to take in. You'd think because I'm a child of divorce that I think maybe love isn't real, or over 50% of marriages end in divorce, so what's the point of trying? Like, it may seem like, okay, all relationships usually end in failure, and if they don't, then people are miserable. I don't see it that way. I don't see relationships ending as a failure, and I think that is the most important thing that I can possibly relay to you is just because your relationship ended does not mean that it was a failure. Your relationship could still very well have been a success. Just because you guys broke up and you didn't die holding each other like they do in The Notebook when they're 98 years old, it doesn't mean that your relationship was any less valuable, important, happy, successful. You can have something end and have it be a good thing. Maybe you went your separate ways and now you guys are gonna live your lives apart, and you're gonna find other people, and you're going to do things that you would have never done if you stayed in that relationship, and it can be better for everybody that it's over, but it can also just be like something you look back on and appreciate and love and care for and speak highly of. And I'm very good friends with a lot of my exes, and I care about them deeply, and I always will, and that I stand by that. I want nothing but the best for them, and it's like sometimes they're just better off without me. And I don't mean that in some depressing manner, but you know, I look back at some of the people that I've had connections with, and I'm like, they are thriving. Some people are married and have a kid. Like, that's incredible. That would not have happened if it wasn't for us ending. You know, some things are meant to end, and not in a bad way. And I don't want you to think because your 5-year relationship ended that somehow means you failed. Your love failed. You failed. You didn't. You had a success story. You dated and loved each other and ended, and that's okay. You guys don't need to be in the deathbed together to somehow feel like your relationship had success. I don't agree with that at all. I think some things are just not meant to be forever things. There's no magic remedy for getting over a breakup. There is no spiritual thing that I can say to you that will give you peace with all the people that never gave you closure. There's some people in this world that will never say I'm sorry for the things that they need to. You will never hear certain words from people that you wish so badly that you could hear, but I think that's almost the empowering part, is you have to do it on your own. You need to forgive yourself, you need to forgive them, whether or not they deserve it, just for your own well-being. You need to focus on you, because you know, relationships end, friendships end, family issues arise, and at the end of the day you have you always. I just don't want you guys to feel at all like you failed or that you're less than because your marriage didn't pan out the way that you thought it would. I'm sorry for that. I genuinely am. I'm sorry that the girl you had a crush on for 6 months is dating somebody else when she said she didn't want a relationship, you know? Sometimes the with you in that sentence is silent, like the G in lasagna, you know? People do crazy things to try and save their own feelings, other people's feelings, and sometimes it's the wrong thing. We do the wrong thing sometimes. Remember that love goggles are real, and when you start separating yourself from somebody and getting over them, even though it's such a freaking malicious process, you'll start looking back and being like, oh, I kind of hate that they did that. Yeah, that was annoying. Or you'll start just being like, I'm really not gonna miss when they would put their really freaking cold feet on me in the middle of the night. Just random things that you're like, you know what, that really irritated me. Or the way that he never listened to me when I asked him to stop doing this. Or, you know, you'll start getting out of the love craze phase and you'll start realizing, okay, maybe this is for the best. But you'll always look back on relationships and there's certain things you're gonna miss about certain people for the rest of your life. I don't know necessarily if there's one person out there for everybody. I have no idea. I don't have those answers, but I just wanted to make this to let you guys know that you're not alone in the pain that you're feeling. But I want you to be nice to yourself and be kind to the way that you're healing and the emotions that you're feeling, and know that I'm here for you. Plenty of people are here for you that have been through it, and breakups fucking suck. They really, really do. But they don't last forever. The pain of a breakup does not last your entire life. It's gonna be okay. You will love again. Do not let one bad relationship or a couple bad apples that treated you wrong make you think that there isn't love out there for you that's happy and wonderful. And I'm sure there's a million more things that I'm gonna wish that I would have said, because this is an important thing to talk about. There's no way I can say everything that I want to say to you guys. Maybe it'll be a breakup video part 2. But if you guys ever need advice or someone to talk to or just an ear to listen, my DMs are open. You can DM me on Instagram. You can comment down below. I want to hear from you guys. I want you guys to be okay. I want you guys to thrive and be happy. I love you. I hope you have a good day, night, and life. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe. Let me know if you guys want more advice videos, any topics you want me to cover, if you guys want to see more drunken challenges with Rosie or my roommates. Let me know. I care about you and I think you're doing great.